Yeah, such a great day. Good afternoon there, Josh. The Jets are not going to the playoffs for the 13th straight year, which is the active record in the NFL. The Giants losing record for 9 of the last 11 seasons. Both teams sucked. Now, you could be the Bills yesterday, where Josh Allen went 7 for 15 for 94 yards, threw a touchdown, had a couple, what do we have, 8 rushes for 24 yards. Daniels asked me something during the game. The Bills were celebrating, and he said, why can't the Cowboys, while they're celebrating and being idiots, run another play? And I was like, with now the substitution rules, I don't think you're allowed to do hurry up because you have to let them get other players in. But I'm totally for it. If they're going to sit there and celebrate and do shit, why not run a play and get things going and see what happens on that front? I'm totally for that. I think that's a phenomenal idea. I think that's fantastic. I thought that was great. Lanker was saying how, I'm sorry. I agree. The roughing the passer has gotten out of control. You can't touch the goddamn quarterbacks. And, guys are close to out of bounds and all this shit. And I was like, come on, guys. Can we play some football? You see Darnell Mooney for the Bears at the Hail Mary at the end of the Brown game? It was in his lap. In his goddamn lap. And it fell out. And then the Bears lost and the Browns get a win. He did not look good yesterday, Justin Fields, but he doesn't have a good team. What was he, 19 for 41? But he had a play where he was on the run and he threw a touchdown pass, which was a thing of beauty. I think, they have the first and the fifth pick in the draft now because they have Carolinas. I think that I would love Justin Fields on my team. And if he gets a good quarterback coach and if a good team around him, I'd like to see what he can do because I feel like they're already moving on from him. The Bears are like, okay, we're going to take, Caleb Williams, we're going to take Drake May. Something like that's going to happen. We'll see what happens on that front. And I feel I'd like to see him compete and go somewhere and get the job done. Time will tell. I am watching the famous Toastery Bowl, which I thought was toast. It is bread and breakfast company since 18 years. So Western Kentucky came out. They had a lot. I think they lost their quarterback to a transfer portal. Old Dominion was up 20-0. They just gave a touchdown. They are playing. We got 3:57 left in the first half. It is the only football game on during the day. It could be Mariota tonight against Drew Lock because Hurts is sick and Geno Smith's going to be a game time decision. So we're going to see how that works out today. And listen, the Cowboys are not a good road team. I don't think they would have won the game regardless. But Dak Prescott, what'd he go? 21 to 34 for a $134 and an interception. They only ran for 86 yards. They gave 266 up on the ground. James Cook had a career high $179 plus another 42 in receptions. He had 2 touchdowns, 221 total yards, and good God, 31-10, and you have your quarterback who throws 15 passes for 94 yards. Doesn't matter. You win the goddamn game. I'm like, holy shit. Talk about an ass kicking, and Bills Mafia has to be ecstatic for the win. But Monday Night Football, Christmas night, we're going to be at Lanker's house in Connecticut, and I'm thinking of letting Michigan take the car back, and I'll sleep over so I can watch the goddamn game because she's got to work the next day. And I want to stay and watch the Monday Night Football game. We're going to be there for Christmas. I don't want to head out. I want to watch the goddamn game. That's a game that I want to. So I'm thinking, do I tape it, get home and stay up all night and watch it? Or listen to the car. I think we're going to listen to the car and I'll just be like, okay, maybe we'll be home in time to catch the end of the game. But I don't know. I'm really like, God damn, I don't want to miss that game. So I looked at Buffalo's schedule. They're at the rest of the year because they don't control their playoff destiny. They play Saturday where the game is only on Peacock against the LA Chargers. I tried to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine today while I was working out, but there's 3 one-minute commercials during the show, which is I can't stand. But I am not paying $12 a month to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I might as well just buy all the seasons. Yeah, Kev, we all need more Reacher. This one episode a week shit. How good is that season, Kev? How good is that season? Let me now. If none of you guys have watched an Apple TV Monarch, it's about the Titans and the monsters. I'm digging it. But yeah, I want to watch it today, and I can't wait. Now, guys, We watched the Marky Mark movie where he's a what do you call him? He's like James Bond with a normal family. It sucked. And I love Marky Mark. There was some funny parts. I fell asleep watching it. I was out cold. I woke up and it still was going on. And I go, just end the movie. It's cute and all, but dude, sucky. Sucky suck. Bad. So yeah, so the Bills go to the Chargers, which is only on Peacock. Then New England at home, and then end the season on Miami. Now, Miami, are they going to be playing for the home field advantage? They could be, because the Ravens won yesterday. Listen, I think Trevor Lawrence with that ankle, and they've lost 3 in a row. They went from like a 93% chance of winning the division, the Jags. Now they're tied with the Colts. And who am I thinking? Colts and AFC South. Who's in that goddamn division? I had it written down. But they're 8-6 with 2 other teams. What is the AFC South here? Come on, guys, help me out here. Josh is usually right on top of this stuff. The AFC South. Oh, I guess I didn't write it out. Yes, it's AFC South. They are 3-way tie with the Texans. Did you see yesterday Derrick Henry, 16 rushes for 9 yards? I mean, he was getting killed. And Will Levis now, ankle injury, he could miss some time. And we're going to see what happens on that front. But good God. Not pretty. Not pretty at all. But that division, now you got 3 teams, 8-6. So the Jags went from a couple weeks ago from a 93% division of clinching division. They're down to 50%. And that whole division race is going to be crazy. Jags 3 in a row, all against AFC North teams, lost 23-7. Did you see at the end of the first half? First of all, can't have 2 fumbles. McManus can't miss 2 goddamn field goals. And then before halftime, Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence, instead of spiking it, decided to throw it. Well, he threw it, and they didn't even get a field goal off. So they were down 10-0 at the half. Should have been at least 10-3. McManus missed another field goal, and Lawrence had 2 fumbles. He also bounce passing, overthrowing. I mean, it was not a good game. And I think a lot of it has to do with that ankle. I know that high ankle sprain that he got was nasty. And I don't think he's 100%, man. I don't think he's in good shape. I think he's hurting. And I guess we're going to see what happens going forward on that front. But yeah, so you got 3 teams at 8-6 in that conference, which is loco, right? I mean, that's crazy when you think about it. That's bananas. Now, yeah, Giants losing record, 9 of the last 11, season 24-6. The Saints improved to 7-7, but they have a worse conference record than the Bucs. I was bashing Mayfield yesterday, 4 touchdowns, a perfect 158.3 rating, and I was like, dude, the guy sucks. But I'll tell you, he played well yesterday, and they actually have a better division record than the Saints. That's going to be interesting going the rest of the way. DeVito threw for a $177, but 73 of those yards came in garbage time. They were 2 for 16 on third down. One of their conversions was also during garbage time. So, I mean, talk about a shitty game. And what did they put it up on a company of JC put it up on the site. Listen to this. I'm shocked. So the Coniglio's Pizzeria and Bakery in Morristown, New Jersey, says that it will no longer have Tommy DeVito at the restaurant this Tuesday. They said they were told his fee increased from $10,000 to $20,000, and they said they couldn't afford it, the family restaurant. $20,000 to come to a pizzeria? Are you fucking? Nobody sells that much goddamn pizza. It must have done. So he's upped it from 10 to 20,000. And did you see his someone put a picture up of his agent who was at the game in all green. He looked like the Riddler. He looked like, you know what he looked like? He looked like he could have been Notre Dame's mascot, the Leprechaun. Ridiculous. I'm sorry, dude. And I don't know, are you Jerry Maguire that you have to follow your player around to every goddamn game? Because I didn't know agents had to follow, players around that much. I didn't know agents went every goddamn game with the players. I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, that's a lot of money. $10,000 to $20,000, dude. That is out of control. Out of control. I was like, that's bullshit, dude. That's disgusting, actually. 20,000 from a family-owned pizzeria. Come on, Tommy Cutlets. And it's good that they're out of the playoffs now. We don't have to talk. But I kind of want to see what he's going to do against the Eagles or the team. They're not a good team, the Giants. Rob, if he was here right now, would agree with me. They are a mediocre team. They didn't get any pressure on the quarterback. Thibodeau, I think he had one quarterback hit or pressure. I mean, they didn't get any. Lawrence, nobody got any pressure. 7 sacks. Even Justin Pugh said he had a terrible game. 7 sacks, your quarterback's not going to do much either. And Barkley, what did Barkley do yesterday? 9 rushes for 14 yards, and he had 2 catches for 23. Darius Slayton was your leading pass catcher, 4 for 63. Waller had 4 for 40. I saw he had a 29-yard, and he says the hamstring. He wishes, dude, you're hurt every fucking year. So I'm tired of hearing about the hamstring. The hamstring is always a mess. So maybe you got to look into offseason, doing something, getting a good trainer with you, because if this is a common problem with you, I would get the best leg person I could find and get myself in the best possible shape so that this doesn't keep happening. I mean, some people have bad hamstrings, but you're constantly hurt. So let's do something to get yourself out of that. I mean, you want to play, right? You're still a young guy. You want to contribute. Get a better doctor. There's plenty of guys out there. I don't understand. I mean, guys that are hurt all the time, and Waller seems like he's hurt every other game. He can't stay on the field. And Hyatt, who was supposed to be up for Offensive Rookie of the Year, 3 targets, no catches. I mean, what's going on here, man? And the Saints were 2 for 2 in the red zone. They also had a 23-yard Jawan Johnson touchdown. Derek Carr isn't that good. 23 at 28 for 218 and 3 touchdowns. Kamara had 110 total yards. Yeah. So Kevin, are we just talking about movies now? Because if you want to talk movies, yeah. Gran Turismo. Come on, dude. Kev, come on. You're reaching. Gran Turismo. Come on, dude. Dude, I watched 5 seconds of that movie. I was like, this looks like some fake racing shit. Yeah, dude, that's terrible. You want to see a good racing movie? Days of Thunder. That's a racing movie. Gran Turismo, come on. That's not a racing movie. That could have been made in the 60s. That looked like a piece of shit. I mean, it's hard to make a good race, but Days of Thunder, that's a racing movie, man. NASCAR. And I love Formula One. There's supposedly another Formula One movie coming out, but come on. Nah, it's a true story. It's a true story. Good. Great. Kevin's talking about yeah, I guess he's so fulfilled right now, so satiated with his Raiders that he's like, dude, I'm just going to talk about movies. I'm just going to talk about random movies. All right. But yeah, not good not good. Jimmy Graham, 3 straight games with a touchdown catch. For the season, he has 6 catches for 39 yards, and 4 of them are touchdowns. I would say, when he catches them, he makes them count. And they are currently 7th in the NFL draft behind the Jets, the Giants. And as for the Jets, 30-0. Did you see that? Did you see Waddle with that touchdown catch? You knew that was a touchdown. You're like, oh, my God, is he open? Oh, my God. Zach Wilson went from he got sacked. He was feeling his wrist. Then he had a head injury. Then now he's a concussion. So Garrett Wilson led your offense with 3 catches for 29 yards. You had Breece Hall, Breece Hall is like disappeared this season. After last year, he was on pace to have 1,000 yards. He was on pace for like 1,500 total yards. 6 rushes for 12 yards? I mean, good God. I mean, talk about just ugly. Bradley Chubb from Miami had 7 tackles, 5 solo, 3 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 quarterback hits. Yeah, not good. Yeah, Jerry Beach says Richard Todd is in for the Jets. He could have been. That would have been better. I think it would have been better if he was in. I mean, good God. Reddit College Football said, found place where Jets shop for quarterbacks. It said all throws 50% off. The Jets had 103 yards of total offense, 4 total turnovers. Trevor Siemian, Zach started 4 for 11, 26 yards. I don't know why they always try to get rid of the ball when they're about to get crushed. I mean, usually bad things are going to happen. And Zach took a ferocious hit. So from player of the week, him and DeVito DeVito at least played, but Zach Wilson, 4 for 11 for 26 yards. And, I mean, he had no line. I mean, I felt he was rushing, but it still is, Zach Wilson, you're done. And you have to know by Wednesday if Aaron Rodgers is going to play. So I guess we're going to see about that. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I mean, time will tell. We'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, time will tell on that front. But Simeon was 14 to 26, $110, and 2 interceptions. And Garrett wasn't supposed to be giving up. 6 sacks they gave up. 2 was 21 to 24 for 224 and a touchdown. Waddle 8 for $142 and a 6-yard touchdown. And they were saying, what if Tyreek Hill had actually played? I mean, he was running the locker room after the game. They said he could add 150 easily. Easily. So Trevor Matic is, wow, he looks terrible. Yeah, Trevor Matic, and I love him, but he's not looking good. Well, I don't know. Just looks bigger. Yeah, I mean, I love his coverage of this. So Old Dominion's up 28-7 at the half in the Toasters, famous Toastery Bowl. Yeah, it's the only game on, but it's on for me. I'm keeping it on. Yes, the Jets suck beyond suck. Yes. Yeah, maybe they could have put in maybe Ken O'Brien could come out of retirement and play for them right now because they need all the help they get. They suck. I mean, they really suck. Yeah, it really sucks. And the AFC North, 34-21, now 35-21, over a 618 winning percentage. Best record any division this year. All teams have a winning record in the AFC North. Last time that happened was the 1935 Western Division. And Baltimore's only got Lamar Jackson. Cleveland's on their fourth quarterback. And Pittsburgh and Cincinnati on 2. And what did the Cincinnati, what did Browning say? Oh, he goes, you shouldn't have fucking cut me during the Minnesota game. Nick Mullins is starting this coming week again. He's starting again. He played pretty well. I mean, Dobbs, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, clock management was terrible. 2 missed field goals for the Jags. Ugh. So the Jags are now 0-5 when trailing at the half this year. Well, that can't be right. 0-5, 0-4 when trailing at the half, 8-0 when leading. But they're 8-6. So that stat isn't right. But they haven't won. When they're trailing at the half, they haven't won a game this year. Yeah, because they're 8-6. So how is that possible? Yeah, and they're only 2-5 at home. And John Shipley said, I don't count the games in London. Yeah, but they have not won when they're behind at the half. Calvin Ridley, 11 pass interference penalties. He's drawn most of the NFL this year. Niners clinched, Ravens clinched, Cowboys clinched. And Arthur Smith, yeah, can't lose on the road to Carolina. I think he should go. And Bijan Robinson, 7 rushes? He had 8 touches in the fucking game. How can you have Bijan Robinson and not let him carry the ball? Arthur Smith, and to lose 9-7. Desmond Ridder, Cincinnati football Twitter page said, vote for Desmond Ridder to get into the Pro Bowl. The dude has 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He has a QBR of 30. I mean, his QBR sucks. He's not a good quarterback. And that's a mockery. Get him into the Pro Bowl games? Are you kidding me? Desmond Ridder, now Arthur Smith is deciding between Taylor Heineke, who he's already started this year, and he's deciding if he's going to play Desmond Ridder this coming week. I mean, oh my God, do they suck? Yeah, I mean, he threw for $152, a touchdown interception. Now, Robinson did lose a fumble, but did everybody watch him? I mean, I saw him with Hal last year. I saw him with Dom. That guy should be playing. I mean, he's a damn good, he's a hell of a football player. And Arthur Smith is a terrible, terrible coach. Robert Saleh should now be on the hot seat. And Arthur Smith, I'm sorry, I don't care. I feel like he is not the guy. I don't know if all of us see this. How do you not see this? How is Bijan Robinson not getting at least 20 touches a game? Especially in a rainy game, give him the ball. Somebody slips, he's gone. I mean, let him play. Yeah, I mean, something, right? Good God. Ugly. I mean, that team sucks. They suck. I mean, you can't lose. Well, the Texans lost this year, too. You can't lose to a team, were they 1-12 going to the game? And a game they won 9-7 where they go on a 90-yard drive, Carolina then, to win it. And, listen, I don't have a problem, but I think before every goddamn snap, I saw Bryce Young looking up to the heavens. Well, he should be. They're 1-12, and he's worried. I guess he wanted to make sure that, God was watching over him and good things would happen. Because every time, before every play, he was looking up. Some of these guys are very pious. I'm not a very pious person. Hey! And there you are. And, Yamamoto, they said the bidding will start today. There's been no $300 million bid so far on your Yamamoto yet. They're bumbles. But, yeah, Bijan Robinson, yeah, bullshit. Total bullshit. And Packers, they want to fire Joe Barry, defensive coordinator. I wonder what Ernesto thinks about that. I mean, they didn't play great yesterday, but, Buccaneers, too. Every team is not, doing this, doing that. And you see, Keaton Mitchell has looked great. The undrafted free agent at East Carolina for Ravens, great. Went down, right away. He's done. Tore ACL. Having a great season, and bam, just like that. Football's such a scary sport. Bam, you're playing one day, next day, bam, it's all over. Pistons at Hawks tonight, 23-game losing streak. Yeah. Monty Williams says the toughest coaching job he's ever had. You think so? 23 straight losses? I would say so. I would say big time on that front. And what I see, Nick Mullins will start Sunday when they host the Lions. Lions get the win and clinch the goddamn division already. Ravens clinch playoff berth. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Yeah, so the Ravens are at, listen to the schedule. They're at the Niners. They host Miami, and they're at the Niners, host Miami, and then host Pittsburgh. So you got two tough games coming up. Nebraska got swept by Texas. Texas volleyball, back-to-back national championships, beat 3 number 1 seeds. I mean, that's impressive. Very impressive. Had a run this year, too. And Justin Matabuke, 12th sack of the season, 11th straight game with a sack. That is an NFL record. He is going to get paid at the end of the season. Matabuke is going to get paid by the, if it's with the Ravens or someone, I think he's a free agent. He's going to get paid. Jags are the 4 seed, same records as Colts and Texans, which is crazy. The Jags 3 for 13 on third down, 0 for 3 in the red zone. Not good. Dallas 3 and 4 on the road. On the road, 7 games, they're averaging 22 a game. 7-0 at home, 39.9. 1 and 3 versus winning teams, which means they're not a good team. They're not. Yeah. I saw at the senior banquet that Mr. Harbaugh said hinted that he's coming back. We'll see if that really happens. But Cowboys, man, better play a lot of, one guy said that he thinks the Niners are the most complete team in the last 10 years. I'm like, I don't know about that. I think they're a very good team, and they did give up some late points to Arizona, and I think Purdy's playing well, and CMC is like, what do you have, 187 yards at 115, 72 on the ground. I think he has 18 touchdowns. Mostert has 20 touchdowns for the Dolphins. 20 touchdowns. Good God. Last guy did that was Eckler in 2021. They are getting the job done. And Dallas gave up 266 on the ground. Good God. And this one guy was saying Micah Parsons playing the edge, he's got to play better against the run. You know what? I think he spent so much time doing his goddamn podcast. Spend more time, concentrate on football. I know these guys got to do so. You need time off. You can't go nonstop. I agree with that stuff. But talk about getting your ass kicked. That is ass kicking. Wow. Yeah, Cowboys. Yeah, there were some calls, but I don't think they were pulling that game out. You know what? They're just a different team on the road. They're the number 5 seed currently. The Bills are 9. So yeah, CMC had 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns in the game, 2 catch, 1 rush. Deebo Samuel had a touchdown, 2. 6 straight win for them. CMC also with 20 touchdowns. And they've won all 6 games by at least 12 points, and they've won 12 straight against the NFC West, which isn't saying much because NFC West sucks. Arizona isn't good. Seattle's up and down. Who's NFC West? Who's the other team? How come I'm blanking on the NFC West teams? Why am I blanking on the NFC West teams? Yeah, I see it, and I don't. Arizona, Seattle. And it used to be NFC. Let me see NFL standings. Let's get to the NFL standings. All right, let's look. Who's in the conference? All right. Because why am I having so much trouble today? Yes, the Rams. Rams are 7-7. Yeah. I don't worry about any of those teams. So Niners host the Ravens at Washington and Rams at home. Yeah, I don't think anybody. And right now they are 11-3. And Eagles have to play tonight. It could be, and you don't know if Hurts is going to play, but they got to win that game. We're going to see what happens going forward. And yeah, that's the Monday night game is a beast. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, I talk shit about 22-28, 381, 4 touchdowns, a perfect passer rating of 158.3. Chris Godwin had 10 catches for $155. How about Rashad White? 139 total yards. Mike Evans had a touchdown catch. They're 7-7. They're the number 4 seed, and the Packers fell to number 11, 6-8. They host the Jags on Sunday. Gotham City Crew, what's going on? You want to talk some Jets? Let's talk some Jets. Let's talk some Jets. You want to come on? Let's talk. Well, you got your own podcast, I know, but you know what? I'd love to just, is there, do we even talk, what more can you talk about the Jets And this has been a shitty football season. What'd you say? Just a shitty football season. But how about Rachaad White, transferred into Arizona State, a third-round pick. He has, second-year player, 834 on the ground and 5 touchdowns, another 469 and 3 touchdowns on 50 catches. Listen, and I guess Baker's playing better than I thought. I still don't trust Baker. He had a good game. We'll see what happens going forward. But Rachaad White is getting it done for the Bucs. Flacco, 38 years young, threw for 374, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. They're 9-5. Cooper had 109 and a touchdown. Njoku had 104 and a touchdown. He had a nice touchdown catch. Field, 19 of 40, $166, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. And the Bears fell to 5-9. Browns, the number 5 seed, 9-5. They're at the Texans on Sunday. And will C.J. Stroud played? I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is in the concussion protocol. And the wide receiver, wide receiver who went up lame with his hamstring is day-to-day. And I'm like, dude, that hamstring isn't coming. That hamstring is a serious thing that you don't just, you just, the hamstring's a very tender thing, and you got to be careful with it, because if not, bad thing, you can miss a lot of time. I'm trying to find the card. I talked about Cincy. I talked about Trevor Lawrence, Jake Browning. Yeah, I'm blanking on the. He came up lame. He was going for a deep pass, and he did not look good on that when he tried to catch the ball. So I was like, good God, yeah. Eesh, not good. Let me look up. Zay Jones. Yeah, that did not look good. Did not look good at all. No. Not even close. So Flacco, 3 straight games with at least 250 yards passing and 2+ touchdowns. Congrats to him. Eagles are a 3-point favorite tonight. The Seahawks have dropped 4 straight. They're 6-7. Eagles, though, have been outscored 75-32 the last 2 games against the Cowboys and the Niners. Drew Lock versus Marcus Mariota will not be. And Matt Patricia is calling the defense. He's the new defensive coordinator for the Eagles, which is what he should be doing and not anything else. Jamar Chase for the Bengals. Remember I told you he had his arm in a sling? Separated shoulder day-to-day with an AC joint sprain. DJ Reader's out for the season for the Bengals. Bengals at Steelers Saturday. Jake Browning versus Mason Rudolph. And Rich Eisen and I agree, a lot of commercials. But the good thing about a lot of commercials is that I watch Red Zone, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. So WNBA tweaks Commissioner's Cup format. Teams will play 5 games. Games will be played in a 2-week period with final June 25th. So they're going to make it a tighter thing, which I agree with. Instead of spreading it out, like make it during a couple weeks. That's the tournament. Go from there, and we're done. Yes, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Cowboys felt the absence of defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins, who had a high ankle sprain, first missed game. Yeah, I talked with Daniel where we talked about the celebrating. A lot of the passers I didn't like. Flimsy at best. And their 3 worst run defenses have been on the road, and all been in road losses. Week 2, they gave up 222 to Arizona loss. Week 5, they gave up $170 to San Francisco, and then 266 yesterday, which is, not good. Yeah, not good at all. That's a lot of yardage. And especially a guy in Cook that, got a career high of $179. Your quarterback only has thrown 15 passes. That's a good day off for the team. McDermott's not going anywhere. Unless they, collapse the next couple games. I guess we'll see. Yeah, Zay Jones, when he had a brace around his knee, that was not, he was a mess. Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence was bouncing balls, overthrowing. It was not good. Yeah, that ankle has to be bothering him. Yeah, has to be. Travis Etienne had 10 rushes for 31 yards. Lamar Jackson, $171 touchdown interception, but another 97 gone. He had a play where he went underneath the guy, got his balance back, and got a great freaking, threw a beautiful completion. Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, I feel bad for Mitchell, out for the season. That's going to hurt them. He looked so good. He had one run where he changed directions and just a burst. They're not going to get, that sucks. And the Jags' second game in team history with 4 straight drives inside an opponent 40 with 0 points. Not good. Felix has joined us. Felix. We were talking MMA. Felix is very busy, but we were talking a lot of MMA yesterday, and we both think that Colby Covington is a putz. Because if you're going to talk shit, you got to back it up. And when you don't back it up, you don't say, hey, I win the fight. Shut up and move on. And Andy Reid says Isaiah Pacheco shoulder to return week 16 versus the Raiders. Yeah, what up? Brock Purdy, 10 touchdowns last 3 games, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 37.95. They're saying he should be up for MVP. I mean, I'm tired of the quarterbacks always getting it. I think other guys should get it. I really think Tyreek Hill's had a hell of a season. I feel McCaffrey's had a hell of a season. Yeah, I think there's a bunch of guys. Yeah, we shall see. Yeah, Mooney should have caught that ball. Yeah, 2 lost fumbles, not going to cut it. You can't. You got to hold on to the ball, guys. Got to hold on to the ball. So the Bucks actually have the best division record in the NFC South at 3-1. They're 7-7. Saints are 2-2, 7-7, and Falcons are 3-2 in conference, but 6-8. And you just can't blow games at the end like that. You can't. And so I looked up their schedules. The Bucks are Sunday host the Jags, host the Saints at Carolina. Saints Thursday Night Football at the Rams this week, at the Bucks, host Falcons. And Atlanta Colts this week host at Bears, at New Orleans. So I would say Atlanta's got the toughest because you got to win. And Bears have not played terrible football. And Lions went into Chicago and got their asses kicked. So nothing's a given. And this is pretty cool. So Craig Stevenson covers all Bama sports. Senior Bowl this year. Mississippi State cornerback Nathaniel Watson, a linebacker from Mississippi State, 35 solo tackles, 10 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and interception. His great uncle, remember Tommy Agee? I'm dating myself. In 87, Auburn fullback, he played in the 87 Senior Bowl. So, kind of little familiar thing there. I thought that was pretty cool. I saw that. I was like, I'm going to write that down. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And Leonard Floyd, 10 sacks, $1 million bonus yesterday. Congrats to him. Yeah. Pat's 11 losses ties the 2000 Pats when he went 5-11, Belichick. And they still have 3 games left to play. Yeah, the game was close for a little bit. And then Kelsey got hurt. He was grabbing his arm. And, Swift was at the game yesterday? Congrats. I'm already getting tired of the 2 of them. They're getting annoying. Very annoying. Yes, very, very annoying. Yes. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, enough. Saints haven't allowed TDs in consecutive games in a season. They've only done it 4 times before this year. 73, 91, 2020, 21. So they won. Thank you, Drew Porsche. They went 24-6 yesterday. Week before they beat the Panthers 28-6. 2 straight weeks. And did you see that? So the punter for the Giants had to kick the 40-yard field goal, which I was pretty impressed with. I thought that was really cool. And Rashad White joins Warwick Dunn, only Bucks in team history, 1,000-plus yards rushing, 750-plus receiving yards in his first 2 seasons. And he's on pace. I don't think he's definitely on 1,000-yard rushing. He'd need to have some monster games receiving, but he's going to come close to those numbers this year alone. And I love Warwick Dunn. Warwick Dunn was a beast. And how about Montez Sweat? Got traded to the Bears. You think he's going to get a new contract? 5.5 sacks in 5 games since he got traded. Thank you, Eric Durwachter, for that one. I was like, wow. And I loathe the Titans wearing Oilers uniforms. And I know they used to own the Oilers, but you're in Tennessee, and Billy White Shoes Johnson got in the Titans Ring of Honor. He was an Oiler, which played in Texas. And now the Tennessee Titans wearing Oilers is disrespectful. I've told Hal and Don that numerous times. It pisses me off. It's such a great uniform that I feel they should have come back. And I know that Bud Adams didn't want that to happen, but the Texans should have come back as the Houston Oilers, and they should have just rebooted the franchise because those are the best uniforms. Houston Oilers is the best, great name for a team. It's just the best. It's awesome. It's awesome. There's no 2 ways around it, man. Thank you, Teresa Walker, for that. But I was not happy about that. And KC, 74 points scored in last 2 minutes of first half, most of the NFL. I still think they need help. And Kadarius Toney, man, he ball in his hands, and he popped it up. You should have seen, man. Oh, my God, Mahomes was furious on the sideline. Kadarius Toney, you could tell he's a talented player, but he is he just doesn't. Oh wow, Jack Quinn, Sabres right wing, ruptured his Achilles during training in late June. Could return Tuesday. Congrats. But man, Kadarius Toney seems like he has brain farts all the time. He does, and all that talent. You know, there were reports out of college that he was a handful, and it's carried on to the NFL. He's not disciplined, and it shows up in his play. And I could see that the Chiefs might be, hey, they got Super Bowl with him last year, but maybe we shall see yet. Exactly. Yes, he is underrated. Warwick Dunn was this phenomenal football player. I totally agree with you, Felix. Totally. But, Kadarius Toney, dude, you got to hold on to the ball. You got Mahomes he's not going to trust you anymore, and then you're going to be done. Former Indiana head coach Tom Allen, what did he get, a $20 million buyout from Indiana? He's going to become the new defensive coordinator for Penn State. Jaden Daniels is going pro, skipping the bowl game when they play Wisconsin, January 1st at the ReliaQuest Bowl in Tampa. So Garrett Nussmeier, he sounds like he should be in a Futch movie. Back up, 196 yards this year with a touchdown. Sophomore, definitely sophomore, will be starting in the bowl game. And, yeah, we'll see what happens on that front. But, yeah, Jaden Daniels, he's going pro. He's not going to put his – Bo Nix, though, oh, my God. When they play Liberty, oh, my God, I can't wait. I think Bo Nix is going to say they're going to throw it like 90 times in the first half and then sit him when they're up 46-0, and then he's going to leave. But Camden Yards lease extended 30 years. Congrats to those guys. Most turnovers this year in basketball. Cade Cunningham for the Pistons, 104. Luka Doncic, 97. Trae Young, 96. Giannis, 90. LeBron, 87. Embiid, 84. And pulling in at number 7, Randall Handel with 83. The only players with over 80 turnovers. I saw that. That cracked me up a little, so I had to say something. And there's an old video of Jalen Brunson working out with his dad, Rick. And Rick is saying to him, everything you do has to be legit. You don't think his dad was hard on him? Dad was a hell of a basketball player, but not as good as his son. You don't think he pushed his kid? Yeah. You don't think every day Jalen's like, yeah, they need more guys like Jalen Brunson. They're playing, they're playing. Okay, so tonight we only got basketball. Nets at Jazz. And then the Knicks at the Lakers. All right. 10:30 at night, though. That's past my bedtime. I know Felix isn't staying up. I know Josh is working right now, so he's been very quiet today. And Kev just wants to talk about movies. Yeah, so I guess, yeah. And Gotham City Crew, man, I was hoping you'd come on. We talk a little bit, but people get shy. They don't want to talk. I wanted to get somebody on today. Rob is all about talking. Listen, it's okay. Kev comes on, talks a little sports, but I think he's watching Gran Turismo, whatever, right now. So, and he's still pissed off about Reacher, so we'll let it be. And how about Curry yesterday? First time since November 2018, did not make a three-pointer. That was 268 straight games. They did win over the Blazers. Clay had 28. Jeremy Grant had 30 for the Blazers. They're 12-14 now. They lost 3 in a row. They won 2 in a row now. Blazers are 6-19. But Curry, yeah. I should be up later. I'm off tomorrow. Oh, so what's that mean? 9:30, 9:45? So Curry went 2 for 12, 0 for 8 from 3. First time since November 2018. And Draymond Green out at least another 3 weeks. Listen, I'm okay. Draymond, I like what the guy from ESPN, the former football player, what Ryan Clark said. He doesn't do shit off the field. He's not this like wife beater doing crazy shit. Just he needs to be a professional and be an adult. And he does dumb shit. I mean, Aaron sent me a whole like animated video of him like doing all this stupid. It's like enough already, dude. You're not like a 22-year-old. And I'm a hothead. I do. Michigan all the time says some kid on freaking TikTok on my video said something. And he said, "Bro, you don't want any part of me." And I wanted to go. If I could have went through the phone, I would have. And this kid looked like he was 15. His picture on TikTok was him giving the bird with 2 fingers. And I just blocked him because I was like, listen, Chuckles. And they all think, he goes, you can't handle, you couldn't handle me. You don't want to mess with me. You can't handle, And I'm like, dude, really? Because all these dipshits on social media think they're all got the beer keg arms. They think they're the toughest guys around. They're all dipshits. They're dipshits everywhere. And this is kind of cool. So in Indy at the All-Star game, Mac McClung is he was in the G League. He didn't even make the NBA. He played a couple games in the NBA last year. But he's going to defend his slam dunk title, which was pretty cool. And Jordan Poole yesterday, 14 points, 5 for 17, 2 for 9 from 3, 4 turnovers, 4 assists, 1 for 7 fourth. What happened to him? They lost 112-108. They're 4-21. I mean, Jordan Poole to me was a good player. He got the money, and he was more interested in like going out. And I don't know what's going on with him, but he is not the same player he used to be. It's a shit show. I mean, he's bad, and he's been bad all season. I mean, really bad. And Giannis is now the Bucks' all-time leader in rebounds. He passed Kareem, 71-65. Kareem had 71-61. He is the all-time Bucks rebounding leader in franchise history. WNBA break July 21st through August 14th for the 2024 Olympic Games. So Hurts is questionable. Darius Slay is out. They're going to miss him on defense. Patricia's going to call the defensive signals. Oh, Smith is questionable. Jamal Adams and Witherspoon. You think Jamal Adams is hurt every other game? They put something up, the hardest hitters. I was like, when? Jamal Adams is a hard hitter. I remember he came in and he was talking a lot and like wanted the guys to play hard and all that stuff. And thank God they got rid of him. What a waste. Paid him a ton of money. Let him be Seattle's headache. And Eric Montross, 52. He'd been doing radio play-by-play the last 18 years. Got diagnosed. I didn't know his nickname was Big Grits. 93 was before my time, but I know that LG and Ben, especially Ben's been a lifetime UNC fan. But Montross, 52, diagnosed in March, got chemo. He died yesterday. 50, younger than me. He won a natty with the 93 team. He was a 2-time second-team All-American, number 9 pick in 94 draft. Felix? Okay, Felix, what did you say here? Jordan Poole is an example of a player who took advantage of Curry getting the double teams. Now they count on him to be the guy. Felix, that's phenomenal. Yes, but that's the thing. So if you know that's the case and you're not that guy and you're getting paid that money, he obviously isn't putting the work in his game to get better. Or maybe he isn't. He just isn't that good. And Curry was that good. But that's a good take there, Felix. Good call. Dude, I like that. Yes. So you go from being not the man, now you're the man. And that's what we were talking about with T. Higgins. Can T. Higgins be the man if he becomes the number 1 wide receiver? Not everybody can become that man. It's hard to become the guy or the woman in that respect, where, you're working off a superstar like Curry, then, hey, I guess we'll see what happens going forward. But yeah, good point. Poole has not been up to the challenge at all. Yeah, so he was the number 9 pick, Montross, in 94. Played for the Mavs, Nets, Sixers, Pistons, Raptors, 8-year career. Worked for the Rams Club, which I've given donations to. That gives money to scholarships for the non-revenue sports. So I did it a couple years, and then I stopped. So I think I'm going to do it again. 465 games, 5 points, 5 rebounds. Yeah. And LG's daughter is friends with Montross's daughter. She said that to me today. I was like, that sucks. So that's a sad day. Sad day for the Tar Heel family. So the college basketball, Purdue's 1, Kansas 2, Houston moved up to 3. Arizona dropped from 1 to 4. Then UConn, Marquette, Oklahoma, who's playing UNC on Wednesday in Charlotte, they're 7. They moved up 4. Tennessee moved up 8 to 4. They're 8-3, but they played a tough schedule. Kentucky up 5. They beat UNC on Saturday. Baylor is 10. They're down 4. UNC's down 2. They went to 11. Creighton down 4 to 12. Then Illini up 3 to 13. Florida Atlantic up 1 to 14. Gonzaga down 5 after loss to Connecticut. They're 8-3 to 15. Then Colorado State up 1, 10-1. Colorado State, BYU 17 up 1. And then Clemson down 5 from 13 to 18. And then Texas 19. James Madison undefeated at 20. Duke 20. I love Duke. Duke 21. It just sounds fantastic. Yeah, I love that Duke is sucking. It's not a great season. And then UVA 22. Memphis 23. Wisconsin 24. And Ole Miss undefeated at 25. And Miami, Auburn at 8-2 thought they should have got some, 8-2. Come on, guys. There's a lot, and you got a lot of basketball left to play. You're going to play each other, you're going to knock each other out. South Carolina's unanimous. And women's, listen to this, crazy. basically it's there's no movement. 1 through 12 is the same. So South Carolina, UCLA, NC State, Iowa, Texas 5, USC 6, LSU 7. Yeah, Angel Reese is pissed. Colorado 8, Stanford 9, Baylor 10, Utah 11, and K-State 12. Ohio State dropped from 12 to 13. Then Notre Dame, Vatech up 1. Then Indiana dropped 1 to 16. UConn 17th. Though they did beat Notre Dame on Saturday. And Marquette, no, wait, UConn women did not. They did not. They beat somebody. They beat UConn women. Let me see UConn women. UConn. They blew out somebody. UConn women's basketball. Okay, they played. Who they beat? They played Saturday. I saw. They beat Louisville by 24. They're playing Butler. They lost to Texas earlier this month. They got to play. So they got a tough schedule. They're playing Butler. They play Sunday the 31st. They host Marquette. They have Creighton, who's 21 in the country, on the 3rd. Trying to see who else they play. That's not a lot of ranked teams. They're going to play Marquette away. They play Notre Dame at home on the 27th. There's not a lot of... they play South Carolina February 11th, 2 p.m. It's going to be a tough game. So we'll see what happens on that front. Yeah, and UNC dropped to... They went up 1 to 24. So UNC men and women are ranked. Texas men and women are... No, Texas men are not. Yeah, Texas men are ranked. So Texas men and women are ranked. Not bad. Yeah, not a bad season. 5 and 19. Right. Now, I talked about Texas beating Nebraska. Swept them 3 straight. Asia O'Neal, she set a championship record with 5 aces overall in the final. Junior Madison Skinner, Final 4 most outstanding player. She transferred from Kentucky. 16 kills, 2 aces. So they beat 3 number 1 seeds, started 5-3, finished the season 28-4. So they went 23-1 down the road. And Nebraska, that was only their second loss of the entire season. Second loss. That's crazy. So she's on Team USA. You know, she's the daughter of Jermaine O'Neal, and she was the first pick in the Pro Volleyball Federation by the Columbus Fury. So they beat number 1 Stanford on the road. They 4 sets, they beat up Wisconsin, and they swept number 1 Nebraska. So, I mean, they beat Stanford, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. Thank you, Jeff Ketchum, for that one. Crazy. And the World Cup champs, Spain, women's soccer, will end 2023 number 1 in FIFA World Cup rankings, first time in team's history. Oh, and Hal, this is great. Guys, you got to listen to this one. He sent me this. According to NASA, 12 people walked on the moon. According to Baseball Reference, 11 people have scored an earned run off playoff Mariano Rivera. 12 people walk on the moon. 11 players have scored an earned run off Mariano Rivera. That was from Derek Jeter. How about that? 12 men on the moon and only 11 earned runs in the playoffs against Mariano Rivera. That's crazy, right? I thought that was great. So, Hal, thank you for that one. Made me crack up. Senators fired G.J. Smith and assistant David Payne. So interim head coach Jacques Martin, who coached from 95-96 to 2003-2004, over 1,100 games coached. He's going to coach tomorrow versus the Coyotes. They're 11-15. They've missed the playoffs the last 5 years. He had a .464 winning percentage, G.J. Smith. So he's done. And 2 weeks into the Winter Classic, Kraken host the Golden Knights. And, I saw that and I was like, okay, yeah, got it. So I talked about all that stuff, and I was like, but yeah, I thought that was funny about Hal always sends me very, very entertaining stuff. And I like it. And I like it a lot. Talked about the Giants. Now, this is a good point by Stephen Popper. He said, an addendum to my candidacy for NFL commissioner. Not only would I change all the catch rules, but also we already have challenges because the team thinks ruling on the field is wrong. Why do they have to have clear evidence to change? Just use replay to make the proper call. Yes, replay every goddamn call. I mean, we see it, so just make it replay. You know what? You're spending billions of dollars. Every play should be reviewed. You have the technology, like the $6 million man. Just do it and get it done with. Yeah, crazy. So now Dallas goes to Miami. We're going to see what happens there. Prescott posted one of his worst passer ratings of the season, 57.7, no touchdowns and interception. First time he didn't throw one touchdown pass in a game since the season opener. The only game he had a lower passer rating was when they lost 42-10 to the Niners. And only 89 yards rushing. Yes. And the Niners DVOA, which is defensive adjusted value over average, and Arizona got some garbage touchdowns at the end. They passed both the 98 Broncos and the 85 Bears, currently ranked as the number 3 best team tracked by DVOA through 14 games, and Ravens come to town. And I love this shit. Like 14 games. You know what? We talk about, the Mariners won 116 games and didn't make the World Series. I love how the greatest regular season, Bruins last year, greatest regular season ever, they didn't even get out of the first round. So until you win a championship, I'm not going to put them in the category of the 90, Broncos were good, but that 85 Bears team is all-time great teams. And I'm sorry, I'm not putting them in the same group until they win some playoff games. And maybe if they get to the Super Bowl. But they still have to win games. Brock Purdy's going to have to play. He's got to stay healthy. They got to beat the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens are that good. I think the Ravens are a good defense. Offense has been up and down, and now you just lost one of your running backs. You still have Lamar Jackson. But I feel like they kind of lull teams to sleep. They got a really good defense. They don't give up a lot of points. They get to the quarterback. I mean, I guess we're going to see what happens on that front, but we shall see. Purdy is now the favorite. Yeah, he's having a good year. 119 passer rating, a 76 QBR. I just told you that Desmond Ritter's like 38, so double. They've won 17 straight regular season games in November or later. That's tied with the 2008-9 Colts and the 2008-10 Chargers for the longest streak in the Super Bowl era. Now they can clinch the number 1 seed if they beat Baltimore, Philly loses to Seattle and at versus the Giants, which is going to happen. Dallas loses at Miami, and Detroit loses to Minnesota. So, no, it's not happening. No, not at all. And we'll see what happens with the AFC South. Still a lot of football left to play. Pittsburgh, the NFL is suspending Steelers safety DeMonte Kazee for the rest of the season for repeated violations on unnecessary reference. The suspension stems from his hit. Michael Pittman Jr. was a nasty hit last week. And good. You know what? You can't be a freaking, you know what? If you're a headhunter and shit like that, then you need to go. Now, the average franchise valuation by U.S. Professional Sports League, NFL average franchise value is $5.14 billion. The NBA $4 billion, MLB $2.36 billion, NHL $1.31 billion, and MLS, which still blows my mind, $582 million. That's a lot of shekels. The shekels, yes. So the Panthers are out. The Jets are out. The Cardinals are out. The Titans are out. The Commanders are out. Yeah, I would say the Giants, right? The Giants are out. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens there. So we got a lot of teams out right now. Bucks won 3 straight. NFL scouts are leery of Michigan corner defensive back Mikey Sanderstil because of his size, but rival coaches rave about him. He's their most dynamic guy. He's great with the ball in his hands. He keeps proving people wrong. He'll be a good NFL player, I promise you. Bruce Feldman, thank you for that. I've heard, these short guys, and they say, they can't play at the next level. Dude can play. And he's a ball hawk. He gets turnovers and stuff. The guy can ball. The guy can definitely ball. He can ball. And now, so the top 10 right now is Bears via the Panthers, Bears, Pats, Cards, Commanders, Bears again. So 1-5, crazy. Then the Jets, Giants, Chargers, Tennessee, and Atlanta. So maybe the Jets can trade Zach Wilson for package him in a deal, him and Aaron Rodgers, and get one of the picks and give everybody up. Yeah. And, and also put Salah and Douglas in the deal. Just give everybody up and start all over again. I'm cool with that. No, I'm just kidding. And how about this? Taylor Modden for the Panthers, 112th consecutive game Sunday, tying Jason Banker for 3rd longest in Panthers history. He holds Ironman distinction among Panthers position players all time. He was, and this is from Pro Football Focus. Last 2 games, 71 pass blocking snaps, 1 pressure, 0 sacks. He was the 64th pick in the second round, 2017, out of Western Michigan. You pray now if the team could get better, you know what I mean? But that's a guy who, you know, you just write in and hopefully, you know, just that's a beast. Now, UNC football has already got into the transfer portal. They got Max Johnson from Texas A&M and offensive lineman Austin Blaskey from Georgia. Well, they're also bringing in Mac Johnson's brother, Jake, a rising sophomore who had his freshman year 2022, appeared in 9 games last year, 24 catches, tight end for Texas A&M, 235 yards, 4 touchdowns. Yay. Congrats. Well, they lost Kamari Morales. He went to BC. So, and then, you know, we talk about the transfer portal. Malachi Nelson, expected to enter the transfer portal. 5-star recruit, was supposed to battle Caleb Williams for the starting job, leading, you know, with Caleb Williams going to the NFL. But now you just had Kansas State Will Howard, who I don't, you know, he's average at best. And they supposedly want to go in a different direction. He was the number 5 quarterback recruit in 2023 per 247 Sports. I mean, 39 touchdowns, 9 interceptions his junior year at Los Alamitos High School. All right, good for him. He received offers from Bama, Oklahoma, Georgia, LSU, Michigan, and the Dump, among several other schools before choosing. He briefly appeared in a single game to preserve his redshirt season, 1 of 3 during the team's Week 1 win over San Jose State. It's another thing. Backup quarterback Miller Moss also expected to get a shot at the starting job next year, and he's currently supposed to start against Louisville. That's another thing. They had a bowl game. So I would think maybe I don't want to play the bowl game, but they're going to play Louisville in the Holiday Bowl December 27th. I don't know, man. So Lincoln Riley said he would leave the door open for a transfer portal quarterback addition. That's what he said on December 5th. But these guys, man, I mean, they can't crack the starting lineup. I was listening to Feinbaum today talking about Kyle McCord going to. He was shocked that he was supposed to be all that with Syracuse, and that with Ohio State. And why did he pick Syracuse? Well, maybe they're going to turn things around there. He thinks that was a mistake on his part. But I'm saying, you know what? Maybe something happened there, and maybe they offered him a shitload of money too to go to Syracuse. They're trying to get the team to a different level. And Troy, Marcus Freeman want consistency with his Notre Dame staff. Well, his offensive coordinator, Gerald Parker, is off to Troy, and Notre Dame will have his 3rd offensive coordinator in 3 years. So Parker's going to Troy. He's going to take over for John Sumrall, who's going to Tulane after going 23-4 the last 2 years at Troy. Say he's a high-energy guy and a good recruiter. And that's what you need. You need guys who can recruit. So I said, all right. Yeah, they liked his background as an offensive coordinator and as a recruiter. So I saw that at Colorado School of the Mines. That's still in front of us sports. They played for the D2 championship against, who'd they play against? They went against Harding. They lost 38-7 on Saturday. While many schools use helmet stickers to recognize football accomplishments, the Diggers, list players' academic majors. So they lost 38-7. Blake Dela Cruz rushed for 208 in the win. Brady J added 161 and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, the Bisons needed less than what for them would be an average day. They averaged 404 yards per game to become the first team to gain 6,000 yards in a season rushing at any level in NCAA football. They gained 502 yards to finish with 6,161 rushing yards. Jeez Louise. Wow. Harding 15-0, and Colorado School of the Mines finished 14-1. So the matchup was Harding's number 2 defense and number 3 offense in D2 against top-ranked Mines' number 2 offense and number 3 defense. Bison outgained the Diggers 548-341. School of Mines was for run-up to Ferris State last year, and Matacha for the Diggers won the Harlan Hill Trophy, which is the D2 Heisman Trophy. And this year it finished second to Central Missouri quarterback Zach Zabrowski, which was announced Friday. So Harding University is in Searcy, Arkansas, and Colorado School of Mines is in Golden, Colorado. Yes. All right. Felix. Oh, Josh is. I thought Josh was here from the beginning. Oh, all right. Wasn't Josh here from the beginning? He said hello. Oh, I guess Josh has been working. Yeah, Josh was here at the beginning. 30 seconds of fame. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that was about Tommy Cutlets. U.S. women hockey lost Game 4 of the rivalry series 3-2 in a shootout to Team Canada Saturday, but they have a 3-1 lead. Next game is February. So it is in February, the next game. I was trying to see when that game is. And that is... Next game is Wednesday, February 7th in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. 8 p.m. on the NHL Network. Then they play February 9th and February 11th. Also in Saskatchewan on the 9th and 11th is in St. Paul, Minnesota. So congrats to them. Fantastic. So excited. And Seattle center fielder Julio Rodriguez will receive the largest amount in the $50 million pool for pre-arbitration players, earning $1.865 million. Corbin Carroll second at $1.8 million, followed by Baltimore catcher Adley Rutschman at $1.79 million. Atlanta right-hander Spencer Strider got $1.6 million, and Cubs left-hander Justin Steele got $1.67 million, according to figures compiled by Major League Baseball and the Players Association. Showing the strength of its young core, Baltimore had 7 players earned $7.3 million, 10 players more than $1 million each. So they're rewarding players. You're not making, because what's the minimum? 700. What's the MLB minimum? MLB minimum is, isn't it only a couple 100,000? MLB million. Let me see. MLB minimum salary MLB is $720,000. Good for them, man. Hey, make those shekels. And I wanted to ask the guys about this. Okay. So 19 Hall of Fame ballots made public. Billy Wagner is at 73.7. You have to have 75% and have to get to Cooperstown, 5% to stay on the ballot next year. They expect 384 ballots. So they have 19 right now. Billy Wagner is 73.7%. Chase Utley has 63.2. Bobby Abreu 26.3. And Jimmy Rollins 21.1. None of those guys are Hall of Famers. None of them. Billy Wagner was a good player. Yeah. But none of those guys, in my opinion, and that's what I hate. If there's nobody that deserves to get in, nobody should get in. You can't just put someone in to put someone in. I'm sorry. Billy Wagner. Yeah, let me look up Billy Wagner's stats. I mean, I know he had a lot of saves, but was Billy Wagner? That's what I wanted to ask you guys. Was Billy, of those names I gave you, Bobby Abreu? I mean, come on. Billy Wagner stats. Yeah, okay. He's a pitcher. Why would I want his stupid goddamn? Okay, so he played. WAR was 27.7, 47 and 40, 2.31 ERA, 853 games, 422 saves. He was, let's see, 7-time All-Star, Rolaids relief. Yeah. Is that Hall of Fame, though? Do you see Billy Wagner? He had his best season, he had 40. He had a bunch of 30. He had 2 40-save seasons. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he never was the save leader. Yeah. So he finished Cy Young Award 4th in 99, 1.57 ERA, 39 saves. Yeah, okay. All-Star. He finished 23rd in the MVP one year. Cy Young again in 206 with the Mets. He had an ERA of 2.24 and 40 saves. To me, I don't. And Rollins was a good player. They're all good players, not a Hall of Fame. And that's why I was asking you. I was going to ask the guys, what do they think about that? Because I don't feel that's MVP. I don't at all. Yeah. I just feel like then you're just putting somebody in to put somebody in, and that's bullshit. And there's going to be a Messi documentary. There's a trailer out, first look. Premieres February 21st. Messi's World Cup: The Rise of a Legend. I don't really give a shit. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I think it's all right and everything, but is it? Are you psyched for? Are you psyched? I'm not really. Non-engine receive them as summary. Can we continue? No. Continue. Yeah, let's put all those in. No, I don't want that. I want ESPN, show more. I'm trying to get stuff on here that's not. Where's Twitter? Nah, cancel. I don't want this. I don't want that crap. I'm trying. It's not showing. It's pissing me off a little bit that I'm not getting my Twitter on this iPad. NBC Sports, yes. Yeah, I'm trying to, and I'm surprised I'm not getting. I have Twitter on here, and none of my Twitter stuff is coming through. Oh, X is off. That's why. Wait, what? Yeah, it's not popping on here. Turn on it. Yes. Yeah, I just did that. Allow access. No, Syrians notifications on. And it's saying, yeah. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe now it's finally going to happen. But that was pissing me off. It's not working on here. It's just not coming. It's not coming through here. Yeah, I don't understand why I can't get my show content alert. Yeah, all right. Explore locations. Yeah, it's not working, and it's pissing me off. I mean, I hit on here notifications. Yeah, all right. Maybe now it's going to work. I'm trying to see, is it going to work now? It's Twitter. I love that it's X now. All right. I guess it's on, but it's not working. And I'm not getting any. I'm not getting any of the. I want to see that I missed anything. Breaking. Oh yeah, I saw Jonathan Majors parted ways with Marvel Studios. Conviction of 2 misdemeanor counts of harassment and assault. God, that guy's his career is fucked. It is fucked. Yeah, some guy responded to me. Are you watching the same game, Cincinnati football? Come on, guys. Let me see. Did I miss anything else today? Trying to see. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Okay, good. Congratulations. Yeah. Nothing from them. All right. I guess guys are quiet today. Quiet day. I guess Rob. I didn't realize how much Josh, everybody's working, so. Oh, he's here. Oh, Josh is here. I just stepped away from the phone while listening. Okay. All right. Guys, did I miss anything else today? I'm seeing if I missed anything. No, the fan. Nothing there. Texans claim ex-Titans. Yeah. So maybe they can make him work harder because he got cut. Sky Moore placed on the IR. Hey, Jay's here. Jay, you want to come on and talk a little bit? You got a couple of minutes? Jay, if you got some time, come on, talk some Jets. Talk some Jets and Mets. Met star reportedly has helped New York. I'm not taking that's bullshit. Mika calls out media after loss. Of course you do, dude. When you lose, you need to shut up. Lakers and Kings eyeing Zach LaVine. Can you come on there, Jay? Can you come on and talk? Yeah. Hey, so you got to come on here. Are you okay? You have to go. You have to do it from your phone. So, Jay, if you have your phone, okay. Jay has joined us. All right, guys, you got to go to. You have to go. You have to go live with IG. I got someone coming on. All right, here we go. Later.